Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of the yarn crawl. I am excited to get going. We're going to Dallas today. Not my favorite drive, but some really great shops over there. There's a brand new one that just opened up, Knit Dallas. I've never been to before. That'll be our first stop. Then we're heading to Mckinney Knittery in McKinney, Texas, on up to Farmersville. There's 2 stores there. Fiber Circle and You and Yarn, or Yarn and You, sorry. Finally, we'll be at Fiber Lady in Louisville. Today, I'm on my own, no one else in the car with me. My co-pilot, Carol Ann, is sick, that was going to be joining me today, so you are missed, Carol Ann. Feel better? See you soon. Okay, so let's get on the road. We've got a lot of ground to cover. I believe I saw that my round trip today is going to be about 160 miles. So be very thankful that you'll only be seeing about 30 seconds of my drive. All right, let's get going. Come on, guys, let's yarn crawl. All right, let's get going. Here we are in Dallas, Texas. As I said, you were going to get to skip the majority of my drive, and I'm just giving you a little bit of a look of what it's like changing from highway to highway in the Dallas, Texas area. This is not my most fun drive, but it wasn't too bad even though it was a Monday. We're going to head over into East Dallas for our first stop at Knit Dallas. Okay, Knit Dallas is a brand new shop, just opened in the last month, I believe. They pride themselves on being a modern yarn store committed to providing a diverse and inclusive community space, welcoming makers of all kinds and skill levels. Here you have Meredith and Christine. Meredith is the owner. They want you to be able to create and explore the joy and beauty of fiber arts. And I really loved looking at all the unique things that they had. Part of what they do is they intentionally curate their inventory with vendors and suppliers from around the world. And I did not even realize what I was looking at first, looking for the label. And here we have this whole wall area of John Arbon. Isn't that amazing? I have always been intrigued, but have only seen very little of the John Arbon textiles from South Molton, England. As I said, they intentionally curate their inventory with vendors and suppliers from around the world who engage in environmentally sustainable and community-sustaining practices, as well as showcasing and supporting the Texas makers around our area. They also want to help others, and they are collecting and donated knit and crochet items for those affected by the earthquakes in Syria and Turkey right now. Okay, we're going to move into new areas. They had some really great books. Now this is Plied. I have not seen theirs before. Plied is spun in New Hampshire and hand-dyed in Baltimore, and they've done a specific color for them. And I can't think of it right now, even though I have it right here. And that's all of their exclusive colorways right there, with some baskets. One of them is from Neighborhood Fiber Company out of Baltimore, Maryland. That's that one there. And they have done this exclusive colorway called East Dallas for them, and they've done it in all the different weights of yarn, which is unusual to see. Excuse me as I do a little rustling. I'm going around here. All right, so Orchard Project is the color for Plied right there. And if I'd waited, I could have seen it. And you also, they have those baskets there, which include these patterns that have been created for them. I think it's the Joggle and Jiggle by Carissa Browning. One is a crochet pattern, the other one is a knit pattern. Carissa is local to the DFW area, and I just watched her, she did a yarn cruise, which was amazing to see. Okay, the Jiggle, Joggle and Jiggle. And so much fun area there. It's just so much brightness and color. And she's got a wonderful selection. This is all the Plied yarns. And a lot of the yarns that I'm seeing at each of these shops, there's quite a few that are unique to them from the ones that I've seen. Here you have all the different weights from the sock yarn we saw a moment ago to DK, worsted, and even chunky in the East Dallas colorway. And then these caught my eye. The sock kit, the Super Pull sock kit. And it just looked like it would be so much fun to play with. And all those colors. You also have a lot of different commercial yarns. If you're looking for a particular project, you would not have any trouble finding what you need here. There's also wool and folk. And I'm back to Taj yarns again. One of these days I will hopefully be able to knit or crochet something up with it, but I doubt it with my allergies. But doesn't mean I didn't want to go in there and touch everything and play with it. Oh man. They have this nice open area, several seating areas. And back here in the corner, behind the Mad Mail from Madeline Tosh, are the needles. And I even got to see a brand new color from Madeline Tosh while I was there. They were just opening it up. Look at all these books to check out. And plenty of different yarns if you're wanting to do color work. Let's see, I can't remember what this one was. La Petite. And then the vegan cashmere, which is 100% cotton. That was really soft. And it's a good price and everything, but it was something new. I had not seen anyone call cotton vegan cashmere. And those are made in Bulgaria. All right, then over to the Madeline Tosh area. She had everything from a lot of minis to all different colorways. Madeline Tosh, I believe I've mentioned before, is local to Fort Worth, Texas. I know that they ship all around the world, but they started here. Okay. And all of these little pigtails, basically. This is one of the seating areas back over by Plied. All you'd want to do is just step in here, get your project bag out, and just relax. It was a very comfortable and inviting space, and this top just absolutely
wowed me. I was so intrigued by it and hope someday I'll be able to give this a try. All right, now we're on to McKinney, Texas. And we are heading to the Mckinney Knittery, walking past Hunter's Wall to get over by the courthouse, and they are right off the square. Ginger has done a great job with this shop. First time I ever met her, she was just in a little tiny house, and now she's in this great big space that she also shares with Downtown Dry Goods. Coming in right here, I missed Rachel with Night Owl Fibers, but she left a few of her self-striping yarns behind. Rachel is out of the Houston area and has a YouTube channel with her mom that I really enjoy watching. Her self-striping was actually the first self-striping I had ever purchased when I met her at Juju's, I think probably about 2019. I am not even going to try to say that, but it was just such beautiful wool. You know, I had to start at the window, of course. Ginger does a great job of pulling you into the shop with what's in her big plate glass windows. Okay, to tell you a little bit about McKinney Knittery, it is in the downtown historic McKinney. The space is filled with natural fibers and unique notions, as well as beautiful hand-dyed yarns. Brand name shares space with small batch indie dyers. And up on that wall, I took a picture of this a few years ago, and I refer back to it all the time. Basically gives you all sorts of information on the different weights of yarn, and it's great to have. Ginger offers her favorite yarns and notions, and you can really tell that she really likes all the things that are in here, as well as her employees, which, believe it or not, there were quite a few people in there. I'm just trying not to get everyone in. And then this wall here, I'm going to kill the name of it, but it's La Bien Aimee's, and it's a wall of yarn, and it's on both sides. I'll show you both. But this is out of France, and she's got some of the most beautiful colorways I've ever seen. Everything is just soft and inviting, and you just want to run around and look at all of it. I'll show you the other side soon. All right, so then part of what they have here is just a really great sense of community. You can tell I'm really having a lot of fun finding new things. The employees were also shopping beside me, basically. They were looking at all of the new items that had just come in as they were stocking them. She has blue sky fiber as well as Malabrigo here. And let's see, I think, okay, here we go. Here's Woolfolk. I'm seeing them a lot more in the area. And excuse any extra noises that are picked up. I was just intrigued by, this was, I believe, some Denmark or Norwegian yarn factory, and they've been in business since 1888. Since lockdown has ended and everything, we're seeing a lot more new things coming into the area. Back here is all sorts of Malabrigo at the end there. And also there was some Sweet Georgia. There we go, Malabrigo's right there. I know that's a favorite for a lot of people. And then this was my first time getting to see Sweet Georgia yarn since I found her on YouTube and had a kind of a clue as to what her shop was like. I was really excited to see this. Okay, so let's head on over and we're going to take a look at the other side, I believe, of the La Bien Aimee wall of yarn. Here it is. This is the opposite side. And look at all the bright colors going on here. Again, these are hand dyed in Paris, France, and not Paris, Texas. And here is this great sitting area over here. And now you can see the downtown dry goods, all of the fabrics and sewing sundries that she has over on this side of the shop. So you get such a large variety of items all in one place. Downtown McKinney is also really interesting to go through. There's a lot of great restaurants, so you can make a day of it. And since she had this set up, I of course had to give it a try. I did better once I was off camera and I pulled the yarn, or the yarn the way it was supposed to be. And here we are over with all these little knickknacks, as well as this shawl, which is the Reina. And that caught my attention because I've actually made one of the Reina shawls. All right, bye-bye Mckinney Knittery. Thank you again. And now we're heading over to Farmersville. If you can tell, we're outside of the Dallas area at this point since we're following that truck with hay on it. And we're coming into the square. Right there on your right-hand side is Yarn and You. And to give you an idea, you've got this small community and two great yarn shops. As we continue down the square, there on the right-hand side, you'll see the ram's head on the wall, and that's Fiber Circle. So we're going to start at Yarn and You. Yarn and You always has a lot of great yarn bomb items. I love seeing all the decorations that the ladies and men from the Yarn Bombers for the DFW area have done for Stacy. Let's go inside. Stacy and Jason have created a warm and inviting open space. Stacy's sock craze is definitely catching, and it's very apparent by that large wall of sock yarn. And everywhere you go through here, you get some creative idea of something that you want to do, something you've got to try. She's probably got one of the largest selections of self-striping yarns I've seen. Here we go with the Madeline Tosh. And a lot of different weights. Here's the self-striping area. And she's got a wall of Texas yarns. Just letting you absorb all these stripes here. I know you wish you were there, and if you're in the area, you really should stop in to any of these stores. They're not here just for the yarn crawl, but they're here year-round. So they're that whole side of the store. And then you've got the this Cash Silk Light. I would have shown you the sweater a little bit better, but unfortunately I undressed the mannequin, so I figured I needed to cut that out. Okay, so heading over to the opposite wall, this is the DK. So you've got sock weight on one side, DK on the other, and all sorts of things in the middle. And there were so many great samples to get you excited and really wanting to knit and crochet everything. On through the middle here are a lot of the commercial yarns, and she has a large selection of items in different price ranges. Her color work sweaters were really beautiful, and she shows a lot of ways in which to take a vintage yarn and add a independent dyed yarn or indie dyed yarn for the accents. You can see over to the side there is an area we'll be heading over to, that clearance area. You know I love a bargain. And just color upon color, that's something that we're seeing everywhere on the yarn crawl. Here's your Cascade yarns. And on over to her clearance area. She had some indie dyed yarns in there as well as commercial yarns. There was a really large selection of things on sale. The back wall back here, this was something I was excited to see. I've never seen them before. The sheepies. I had seen those on a YouTuber's recently, and I had never seen them before. And right here next to some bonus DK. Like I said, she's got some really great deals and something for every price range. A lot of items here for being able to make some baby items. And this here is the hillside cardigan that was made in the Barocco Dash. That looked like something that would be a lot of fun to knit up. There's some more as far as a scarf made in the Dash. You can walk in this shop, not have a clue what you want to make, and leave here probably with about 10 different pattern ideas of things that you want to make by the time you get out of here. And here you have Mr. Yarn and You. Apparently that is what he is actually known as. And here's a couple of pictures to just show you the time as far as what the place looked like in 1927 and in the 1950s in this historic building. It's so much fun to come into a place like this. And this here is Black Velvet Stitches Trash Can Punch. It's hand dyed in Princeton, Texas. And this is a colorway specific to Yarn and you'd have to ask Stacy for the story. She also made up some different beanie kits for the Knitting the National Parks. And now we're walking down to the other end of the square for Fiber Circle. The ram's head is very distinctive and always makes me smile when I see it. The first time I walked into the shop, I was just blown away. I'd never seen anything like it. This is a 2-story independent yarn shop. And the first thing we're coming into is the Louisiana Yarn Guys that we saw the other day. They were here and they have a yarn cross special. There are 2 scarves here. They're 1 skein scarves for the exclusive yarn colorways. The Bon Temps, which is the purple, and also Diane has made these little clasp for the shawls. Here's your other colorway, which is the Big Easy. And she has kits made up for you to be able to put together what you want. Here was the rest of the trunk show for the Louisiana Yarn Guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see them that day, but I had gotten to meet up with them the day before. So if you want to wave at them, they waved at us on that day. The back wall there, that is all different commercial sock yarns. Then you have all these stitch markers for pretty much anybody and anything that Diane has made up. She also has counting chains back there. All right, so now you are entering into the largest discount yarn shop and the oldest independent yarn shop in the DFW area, the largest discount yarn shop in Texas. She has gorgeous yarns in every price range for knitters and crocheters, and specializes in unique novelty yarns for scarves and accessories. Now what we're in here is just the first floor. There are 2 stories and there is yarn packed everywhere. If you happen to have that project at home that you needed to finish, but you were missing, 1 skein of yarn, even if it is no longer being made, I pretty much bet if Diane doesn't have it there, she knows how to find it. You should really contact her. There's just so much fun rooting around in here and just seeing what you can find. Like I said, there's the stairs going there. We'll head up there in just a moment. But it's kind of overwhelming when you walk in because there's just so much to see. This is an older historic building also. It's 3 stories. She has the shop in the first 2 stories. And our little billy goat gruff there that guards the 2nd floor. You have everything from undyed yarn to all different types. Now it curves around to the left up there. Let's see, I can't remember if I walked up there or not. But as I said, you can find anything and everything here. There you go. You can take a look down through there. And this goes along on both sides. We're going to come around the corner here and duck under to get to the other side. I believe she has her fiber back this way as well. All of these different novelty yarns as well as spools. I can pretty much dare you to not find something here that is something that you either have been looking for or wasn't quite sure of, or here's some of the Mirasol. And there's a lot of baby yarns back through here, cottons, and then this whole area back through here is mostly novelty yarns. Okay, looking over, I wanted to show you the view from the top after seeing the novelty yarns. Here goes, look at all of this. And that's where we were below. You can't always see it all whenever you are down in the bottom. Okay, this is about it for me today. Make sure you go back to my first episode, like, subscribe, and watch the video. It has a giveaway in it. I'll be doing that after the yarn crawl. Thank you so much for joining me today.